And away we go. And away we go. I was just thinking about the cult down the road, the Church of God, not the one over here, but the one way down the road. How does these people keep? Who do they think God is? Like this Church of God, it has people. It dictates to them what color underwear they can wear for crying out loud. It dictates what they can wear. It's just in what world do you think God didn't create you to be a creator being and that you should be dictated to what you wear? God wants you. Oh, jeez. I don't get that one, but you know what I mean? There's right on video, there's them just mind screwing kids, just mind screwing kids. This is what I got. There are a bunch of kids that were in the Church of God that got together in Canada here and said that they wouldn't want to live in Greenville. And for some reason, that hurt people's fifis because Greenville is the homeland. They call it headquarters. You know what I mean? And they berated these kids because they didn't want to live in Greenville. They had them so like you'd have to watch the videos. I think I put that on video one time. You know what I mean? And it's funny because the way the cult works, right? There's probably and it's a bunch of girls too, bunch of teenage girls just getting mind screwed because they said they didn't want to live somewhere. Like they don't have that right to say, I wouldn't want to live there. Probably what happened was a group of them got together. They were talking, and what the cult does is get you to not trust each other in the cult, thinking everybody's going to tell on each other in the cult. So someone goes and tells on the rest of the group, and fuck, eh? Can you imagine? It's all sorts of. Well, right now they've got issues because the headquarters they got caught putting their hand in the cookie jar too many times. So they've been trying to take the Canadians over here for some money, and they got some farm, blueberry, some farm or some stuff. You know what I mean? And so now they're kind of being exposed, and now they're not the superior beings. They're just humans, and something tells me they're gonna let these people still. I don't know if the Homer congregation will though or not. Because like, oh man, you guys do your own investigations on Henry Hildebrand, and they love Henry. Like I try and watch and see what there's, and they love Henry down there. They got mad because he got taken away because, well, when they started putting their hand in the cookie jar too much, Henry on their apostles fucking app or whatever, he said, "Hey, I'm not down with what you guys are doing." So I'm just laying it out here. So in case anything illegal comes up, I can say I disagreed and I don't have to be a part of it. What these people in Elmer don't realize is that he did that. But you think that, he's worried about his financials. Wouldn't he be worried about God? And if he felt it was wrong and he was worried about it, it coming back to him that his people got screwed, but he wouldn't tell his people they were getting screwed. Morally, that's what he should have done. You know what I mean? If he was a child of God, and he was like, here's the thing: there's video out there. I think I can get it. I think I could get her if I had to, because she was scrubbed where I got her. But I think I know a guy. Oh, I don't know him, but on the internet. And for real. He comes out, not apostle isn't enough for him anymore. He's Jesus in the flesh. And like I said, the one of the girls, younger girl, before Henry comes on, of course she's gonna warm the room up, right? And tell everybody that they need to lay, just like they do right now, lay everything at the feet of the apostles. But she goes on and put this speech about Jesus in the flesh and how you have to lay everything at the feet of Jesus in the flesh. I don't think the skit went over as well for Henry as he thought. I think he abandoned it, but it's frustrating because Henry does look the part of a freedom fighter, right? I mean, oh man, this is the problem with me. I don't like Henry. I don't like him. Here's the reason why. Okay, who is the only person that's ever been able to come down and through God heal people? I think I think it's been Jesus. Or maybe he didn't. I don't know. But that to me is the only person. So when you know that a man like Henry Hildebrandt has told people to put their faith in him and get help for their child and put it into God's hands through Henry. And this I think it's been two children. I think there's been two incidents, but the one like a child died. A child died. And to know and hear that if they would have taken the child to the hospital, that child would still be alive today. Okay. I know what you guys are thinking. Religious freedom, whatever. Henry is exalted, whatever. Okay. Okay. I get that. Okay. I don't get it, but I could see where the point of view of that is. But if Henry was unwilling to get this done for children and he lets his son get a cosmetic surgery because he's got a hair lip, to me, it's really gross. It's really gross. But Henry's not a threat to children, you know what I mean? Right there in his congregation, I get to sit there and watch children just get mind screwed, just get mind screwed. And it's freedom of religion. And I can't point it out to somebody saying, hey, look at what they're doing to these poor kids. You know what I mean? They're not even allowed to say, hey, I wouldn't want to live there. You know what I mean? You're a kid, you have to go wherever your parents say, but it's okay for you to say, I wouldn't want to live there. I like it where I live better. Like, these people better ask themselves, do you think that God wants you to give control over to men? Do you really think that God wants you to have men tell you what you can and cannot wear? I don't know, right down to the underwear. It's weird. It's really weird. But Henry and Stephen Hargrave and Ray Kinsman and all of them, they'll have to face God. I don't understand what it is they think that they're doing, what they think they could possibly gain from childish games. You know what I mean? Do you really think that what you're doing is worth what you're getting? I don't know. Especially it's frustrating that those people know the Bible way better than I do. They've been at it way longer than I have. They claim to be apostles of God, and I just claim to be a child. I just I used to say I was a prophet, and prophecy is just seeing possibilities. I think you know what I mean. It's like why? What's his name? Hit a few. You know what I mean? It's just possibilities. You know, it's like when I seen that the system that was being done at Marwood would create more coils, and I envisioned in my head that fuck it could cause a death because I as a man, you gotta say something. You know what I mean? You gotta say, hey man, and then you get gaslit too. Horrible. Manufacturing does not use lead times. You are all crazy, bud. No, dude, this is the way they do it. Add inventory everywhere. Yeah, chop, chop. Oh, man. And just think, fucking man had to die, and I fucking knew it. And then when he died, I tried getting a hold of the Ministry of Labor and just didn't want to do a fucking thing. I didn't even have to, like, maybe what I said didn't even, like, maybe it was something and they didn't have to charge them or anything like that. But maybe implement something so that it was less likely to happen again. You know what I It's a weird world out here, right? I need to get my ticket. I need to get a ticket. I have ticket, NDP ticket. Look at this. Go ahead, Joe, again. Oh, I was standing there with my gender equity card before you called on the police. It's my point of difference. I would like to explain the speaking order, which is in a 10 out of 10, which is the pro con rotation. You can move yourself up the line that you're standing. I am pro. And we went pro. I went pro. My plan was to go con. The speaker at Con White 3 also has a speaking part. Yesterday, this card was used in an inappropriate manner. And while I understand in Ontario, we know this is equity, even if that, this was also used inappropriately in terms of gender. I want everyone to be mindful that these cards for individuals like myself who identify as a Black woman have no value outside of this space. Oh man, we're fighting over cards. Who's the biggest victim? Who has the right to speak? Unbelievable. But that's the NDP, right? Jagmeet Singh. Hey, Canada, he used you for a pension. He could have got Justin Trudeau out of there a long time before it happened, but Jagmeet Singh had no confidence in himself, so he didn't want to lose his comfortability and his retirement package. You know what I mean? Webb knew I don't trust him, even though looks and sounds like a sweetheart. He's going against Donald Trump real hard right now. You know what I mean? We're not fighting Epstein's war. Oh, unbelievable. Like, I'm sorry. I think that guy is WEF penetrated. He's got a temper problem too. He's not everything you know what I mean? But I could show that, you know what I mean? Canada's just a fucking turd. Just a turd. Just a fucking weak little fucking turd. Letting its children fucking suffer because it's fucking weak and fucking pathetic. Fucking don't know what to stand up for, you know what I mean? Fuck, because if you stand up, they'll take your fucking bank accounts. That's where we're at. We can't stand. Fuck. Why don't we take their banks from them? It's our money. Doesn't it make sense for us to make money off our own money instead of fucking retards? No, they're not really the retards. We're the fucking retards. You know what I mean? We let them make us fucking retards. And when I talk retard, I talk spiritual retard. You know what I mean? That's having common sense. But that's just me. You know what I mean? Jordan Peterson. Best thing that happened in my life. I'm telling you boys out there, his speech is on the fucking truth, and it's gonna cost you. And just fucking no matter what, fucking do her. You know what I mean? Those speeches are epic. They will take you to the promised land. I don't know what happened to Jordan Peterson. I really don't. I see what I think happened was, is he tried giving his opinions and they didn't like it, and they had to give him some reschooling in order for him to keep his tickets. Because like he was saying things like they were trying to make like obese women, sexy women. And I think all he said is, "This is not sexy. Who are you guys trying to kid?" You know what I mean? This is unhealthy. I'm like I know I'm unhealthy. And I know that. And see, here's the deal with me. I figured this out. Jesus help me out, dude. Because I think there's something in the Bible about this, is that a a man can hit the body with his demons. You know what I mean? But Jesus says they can't get his heart and soul. You know what I mean? So, so instead of fucking, I take her all to the body. You know what I mean? I'd rather try and keep it out of my brain, but it still affects my brain a bit. But you know what I mean? Take her to the central nervous system. Fuck. Hey. Mental trauma. Sometimes you just ask for a fucking physical beat, and at least then you fucking know it and you can feel it and you can see them fucking doing it too. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, Jordan, I don't know what happened. Maybe he went for reschooling and they brainwashed him or something because he's went fucking like I'm warning people right now. I saw his speech to the Muslims and I thought to myself, there's something up with this speech. He's really wanting to use this speech and he really fucking I didn't like it. I didn't like it. You have to go watch it for yourselves. My Christian brothers and my fucking Muslim brothers and everybody Buddhist, all of us, we need to start fucking and the Jewish ones. We all need to start talking together. We need to start talking together. We need to start figuring out what our differences really fucking are. You know what I mean? Who is God? What does he expect from us? And just have conversations, try and figure stuff out because I'm telling you, if you Christians would listen to the Muslims, they're more Christ-like than you guys are. I'm telling you, like, especially this one guy I watched on Danny something or other, and we need to have conversations. They want us hating each other. They really fucking do. They want us hating each other, and they've got a real hard on for the Muslims right now. And it is your duty, Christians, try and help your fellow brothers out. You don't have to try and bring them to Christ. Let's try and find out what the truth is together. You know what I mean? Something's coming. And if we don't come together, you guys are fuckaroonied. Fuckaroonied. Because you don't even know to protect your children. You don't even know you're supposed to do that. You don't even what the fucking you guys don't even know that fucking the Ten Commandments mean something. You know what I mean? And Jesus even tried to simplify it even more, and you still don't get her. You don't get her. Look, I think I want you guys to remember this. Who did Jesus say the father of this world was? Okay. Who did he say the master and ruler of this world was? Okay. And this was when he was here, when Jesus was here. He answered them and said, well, did Isaiah prophecy of you hypocrites, as it is written? This people's honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. And in vain they worship me. In vain they worship. In vain they worship. Teaching as doctrines the commandments of men. For laying aside the commandments of God, you hold the traditions of men, the washing of pitchers and cups, and many other such things you do. Jesus was trying to send a message. He was trying to say nobody understands God. Nobody. Nobody understands God. Satan is the master and ruler of this world. You guys don't even know enough to not hurt each other. It's in the fucking commandments. And that's what I think Christians are doing, most of them are in vain worshiping Jesus. They have no idea that they're supposed to be building their relationship with Jesus and making themselves stronger, having a better understanding of who they are. And when they understand themselves more and they start to see the stupidity that's inside of them and they start to release it, then they start seeing the stupidity in others. You know what I mean? We want to hold people to back to what they used to think too. That's the part about growing. When you come to Jesus, you are going to change the way you think. I don't know. Yeah. Tim Ballard, we went over him, right? And Jim Caviezel, if he was a real man of Christ, um, I really do think he would have stayed on the trafficking children thing. Like it was just publicity for the movie. I thought maybe he'd stick with it. He had some really good, like heartwarming interviews. He has this great, nice thing about how you don't have to be your name will maybe never be shown in earth, but when you go to heaven, your name will shine. It's all pretty and nice, and it sounds like great. But how do you get there? Hey, Jimmy, how do you get there, bud? How do you get there? I'll tell you how you get there, Jimmy, by living in the fucking truth. You get there by standing up for fucking something. No matter how many fucking retarded motherfuckers want to come after you. They want to take God away from you because they don't want to understand. They desperately want you wrong because if you're fucking right, that means you're going straight to hell and they know it. You know what I mean? And I'm just being honest. You guys, please, anybody who protects the fucking pedos and doesn't care what's coming for the children, do you get to go to heaven? Do you really think you get to go to heaven? Really? I don't, but that's just me. And God knows I want everybody to go to heaven. So I'm not wishing hell on anybody. I don't even know if it exists. He doesn't tell me. You know what I mean? I'm human and he tries to let me figure it out for myself. That way I can learn. That way it's not just fucking handed to me and I think I know it. And then all of a sudden, oops, that was, I didn't make that decision. Or maybe I did because it made me feel comfortable. Because Perez Hilton now says he has a moment with God. I'm sorry, Perez, but you're gonna be a much different man. Not fucking promising to go to church more. Not fucking doing things you should have done before, like having dinners with your fucking kids. Like, come on, buddy. This is so stupid. They want you guys invested in some fucking sick, weak shit, and you cannot be a weak piece of shit and be with God. That's what I believe. You cannot be a coward. You cannot be a fucking whore to this system. You cannot fucking, you cannot get away with what you think you can get away with. And then you're going to blame God because you have punishments for fucking not standing up for the children. Do you realize how ridiculous that is? You fucking people are sickening. You're losing it, Carl. You're crazy, Carl. No, I'm tired of living in this sick and twisted fucking world where I'm the problem in it and you fucking retards. Fuck, people who protect children don't know how to protect children. Fuck, there's the fuck clueless. Like, I gotta go to a fucking psychiatrist who I think has pea soup for a fucking brain, and he's gonna determine whether or not I'm fucking good to be around children. Are you fucking kidding me? And fuck, I could ask this guy, hey, bud, where do you get your qualifications from? Who are the fucking men that you fucking look up to that had fucking brain power? Hey, bud, are you full on Fauci? I mean, fucking not Fauci, Freud. Freud, are you full on Freud? Hey, did you do your research on Freud? Is Candace Owens lying about fucking Freud? Hey, bud, this is the fucking mental. Like, you ever look into Carl Jung, you dumb motherfucker? You would think you would look at all sides of fucking people who have looked at people's brains before you're allowed to fucking get into people's fucking brains, determining whether they're a fucking problem or not. You should have to be able to fuck figure out if you're the problem or not. Mind fucked motherfuckers trying to tell me what the fuck if I can be around fucking children or not. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you people. Fuck you people. You make me fucking sick to my stomach. Do you people not realize how serious it is if our world leaders are into fucking Satan and we can't come together and fucking find out? Either Candace Owens is fucking with our brains, and it's not just her. There's books read about it. There's lawsuits that are fucking weird where people get sued for not because they fucking lied, but because they missed something or some fucking they got some little fucking thing wrong or like this is Stupidsville. This is just complete fucking Stupidsville. It's like if the Rothschilds are involved with the Macrons and they're with Satan and Klaus Schwab, and that would mean go to the WEF fucking website and see all the fucking businesses that follow Satan. BlackRock, Vanguard, all your big wada duties. You know what I mean? Because this is what they want. They want to own everything, and you're going to be fucking happy about it because you're a fucking compliant fuck. And it would be so easy. It would be so easy. They shut down the governments all the time. You could fucking easily, like, it would just take some coming together and figuring out something different. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you guys can let me know. Like, I cannot figure out for the life of me what the fucking Federal Reserve is other than fucking collecting money. You know what I mean? And who gets her? You know what I mean? Who are you guys working for? Satan? That sounds like Satan to me. Getting something for nothing. You know what I mean? Always watch your deals. Then again, sometimes maybe you people think doing nothing will get you something. It's frustrating having ideas and thinking they're not that bad. And you've had them forever, and they're more fitting now than they ever were. Now is the time, Carl, but who do you reach out to, bud? Who do you reach out to? You know what I mean? I'm warning you guys. What you have been watching the whole time is a spiritual awakening. You know what I mean? In order to come to Jesus, your brain has to be rewired. You know what I mean? And you're gonna go when you're doing that rewiring, there's some weird shit might happen, especially if you add marijuana to. You know what I mean? Like, and again, I don't know. Like, look at this. This makes me sad. I didn't know they did an interview together.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are rolling into another episode of the Candace Owens Show. And this is a topic that I'm very, very, very excited to challenge myself on, primarily because I am not sure exactly where I stand. I've been trying to make myself ideologically consistent in all of my ideas and things that I say. And an area that I have been struggling with is the argument over whether or not prostitution should be legal. Here to discuss this with me is the founder of Operation Underground Railroad, Tim Ballard. He has done way too much. His resume is extensive. We're going to get in that a little bit, but first and foremost, Tim Ballard, welcome to the Candace Owens Show.
Thanks for having me.
I don't know where to begin with you, so I'm going to just start with telling people that you worked for Homeland Security for 12 years. You started
Homeland Security. Oh, wow.
in the CIA for 1 year, and then 9/11 happened, and Homeland Security was started, and you instantly knew that you wanted to join Homeland Security. What was your first job there? Where were you stationed?
I was on the port of entry of Calexico, California, Mexicali. This is where Muhammad Atta, the terrorist who was instrumental in the 9/11 attacks, had come across. He's actually staged in Mexico.
Huh. What do we believe about 9/11, eh? There was a bunch of dancing men and shit like that. They got called in and they got released, and there's all sorts of weird stuff there, right? The insurance, I mean, I don't or
I wanted to get on that border. So in the wake of 9/11, I jumped over. In fact, I was still, even before the name Homeland Security came out, I was already uh, going into what was called the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. It was ICE. Okay, so which, by the way, ICE does more than any other agency in the world to knock out pedophiles. So I just, because I know that.
well, I'm just saying, I don't really trust him. And when he tells me that someone's doing a good job,
People want to get rid of ICE. That's insane.
Absolutely.
But anyway, so that I worked under ICE. It was the Department of Homeland Security, Homeland Security Investigations, and I went down to the border to combat terrorism. And I was there for only 6 months. I had the office I wanted, and I looked into Mexico from my office. We were crawling under tunnels. We were finding all
so he has his office. It's beautiful. You can see. And being an office guy, he's like right there in the tunnels, in the
during this time. This was the early 2000s, and we were, doing what I wanted to do. And my boss called me in and he said, "Hey, we've selected you to help us start this new group, an anti-child trafficking group." And I literally, like most of my colleagues and even the world, what's child trafficking? What are you talking about? No one was talking about it then. And it turns out it's the fastest growing criminal enterprise in the world. And so that was my introduction into it. And they just kind of threw me into it and said, "Figure it out, help us design the policies, help us."
All right, Tim, I'm going to cut you off and tell you that I was ignorant even about that fact. And I love doing this show because I always tell people,
Well, now that we're not ignorant about that fact, what are we gonna do, Jack?
these conversations ignorant and I get to learn from the experts. I was ignorant. So the fastest growing enterprise in the world is child sex trafficking.
Fastest growing criminal enterprise in the world.
That is
the selling
insane.
of people.
Wow.
Yep. 30 million people are enslaved. About 8 million children are enslaved, whether it's sex slavery, slave labor, or organ harvesting, which is something we are working on mostly in the Middle East right
Okay,
now.
I don't
They're working on in the Middle East right now. I want you guys to know that I've seen this in your guys' Congress, but do you know the cobalt that you get comes via child trafficking? Now you're trying to limit it, but you guys gotta have fucking cobalt. You know what I mean? You just you can't go cold turkey to stop the fucking child labor. So that cobalt's gotta keep the world going. Oh, get those children. Nanu. Fuck, eh?
majority of Americans know that
They
information.
do not know.
That is incredible. Okay, so you get that call, you didn't know what it was, and you say, hey, you're now going to be the guy that's working on that. What next?
So we start working these cases, and I was scared to death. I said no at first. I went back to my wife and I said, "Can you believe they asked me to work this?" And we had little children at the time, and she just said, "There's no way you're doing this. You'll bring darkness into our house." I said, "Yeah." So I went. I was prepared.
So the big hero thought helping children would bring darkness to his house and he wasn't gonna do it. And like, I mean, if you're gonna be a brave fucking soldier, wouldn't you want to be a brave soldier for children? Like, isn't that the time where you want to stand up and be a man? But then, he thought about it and he became a man.
Taught my
Story.
to tell my boss no. He's a big burly guy. I was scared of him. He had his big hook mustache, and I had to go tell him no, and I didn't want to do that. And I remember kind of rehearsing my speech in the mirror that next morning.
Let's hear it.
And it was.
Let's hear it.
I
know you know it.
I never figured it out.
Okay.
I never got it out. I didn't have to. And it was a really sweet story. My wife came into the bathroom and she had tears in her eyes, and she said, "I'm wrong. We're wrong. You have to do this." For the very reason that we thought you couldn't do this because we have kids is the reason you have to say yes.
Wow.
Because we have kids. And if it's true, and we didn't even believe.
So his wife, congratulations. She talked him into being a man. Good job, Bob. You couldn't figure out that to be put in a position to help children. I mean, fuck.
The time and know they're true now about this being such a pervasive crime against children. Then of course we can't walk away from it. And so my speech became easy. It was just yes. And we started in, and it was 100 times worse than I could have even perceived in my mind. The things that people do to children. And these are young children. People think we're talking about child pornography or child trafficking. They think 16, 17, and certainly those are technically minors. That's not even what we're talking about. We're talking about 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old. What people are doing to these children. In the last couple of years, there's been a 5,000% increase in child rape videos on the internet. And these are
And in Canada, they took away the minimum. I can't even remember what it was for having it because it was unjust. If you get caught with videos like that and you haven't been set up and they're your fucking videos, you should probably be put in jail before you actually do hurt a child if you haven't. Because if you're putting those fucking ideas and thoughts into your head, it's only a matter of time.
and her being abused.
People who hurt children will fucking pay.
So I got into it. We started working it, and something shifted in 2006. George W. Bush signed into law the Adam Walsh Child Protect Act, and what that did changed my life. A tiny little part in that bill there used to be a statutory requirement that if you wanted to go after American pedophiles who were hurting children overseas, you had to prove that they had the intent to rape that child while standing on U.S. soil, which before 2006, we had 0 prosecutions because you can't prove that. He eliminated that statutory requirement, which opened the gates, and they sent me overseas. I speak Spanish. They sent me to undercover school, and they said, okay, now that we don't have to prove this, all we have to do now is prove that an American left the country, went overseas, sexually assaulted a child, and now we can hold that American perpetrator accountable as if they committed that crime here in this country. It's an amazing new opportunity. So they sent me to undercover school and they said, go and figure it out and find the kids. And so I did. Like I worked in Central America and Latin America, going undercover as a pedophile, as a trafficker, whatever I had to do. And it almost broke me. Not just because of the exposure to such darkness, but because if I couldn't find an American pedophile on one of these operations, I had to come home because we had no dog in the fight. The US government couldn't do anything legally. But I'd always find the kids.
Well, wouldn't you go to the countries that were allowing that to happen to the children and think that they would do something? And then if you have to leave, when you come back to America and tell everybody that that country allows pedophiles to rock and rule the place, it's a stupid setup system, right? George W. Bush gets to set up the fucking rules. The guy who fucking you talk about Netanyahu being a fucking war criminal. If I were George, yeah, I'd be looking for Jesus, something terrible. Like, or like, I don't want to say anything bad about people, but you guys let me know if you are the president of the United States of America and you say there's weapons of mass destruction, you and your whole fucking intelligence agency will bite the fucking big one. If there's not, you know what I mean? Because you shouldn't be going murder, death, killing to begin with. But yeah, Georgie can take that. Whatever, you know what I mean? So fuck, Iraq was so long ago, Carl. Why do you fucking care? You know what I mean? Why? Why? Like, why, Carl? Why? Why? Fuck, we don't even know if what we're watching is real anymore. Because I watched the video where they showed this kid where he'd been burned and fucking something fucking put into his leg because they were trying to interrogate his father. How is that fucking interrogating? Of course, a father is gonna fucking say anything to save his fucking kids. You fucking all these people, if they do this shit, they are so fucking gross, man. Know how you people don't know about this shit. Have you not seen the pictures of fucking Palestine? Have you not, like, can you imagine if that was your fucking home, America or Canada? Could you imagine fucking living that way, being herded like fucking cattle and hoping you can fucking get something to fucking hand me out to fucking just get by to protect your fucking children? Like, this is fucking real, man. God is real, and you will fucking pay for this shit. Your tax dollars pay for it, and if you allow it, you will fucking pay for it. Every fucking child that is harmed around the world because of America's ignorance and stupidity, you will fucking pay for it. Wake the fuck up, morons! Wake the fuck up before this whole world goes to shit because you fucking ignorant stupid sons of bitches don't give a shit about yourselves, give a shit about your children. Fuck, you're gonna give a shit if you fucking end up in a shitty fucking spot, but you'll sit there and you'll blame God for fucking everything. He fucking, like, this satanic motherfucking world needs to you need to wake the fuck up. You people need to fucking, or show me where I'm wrong. Show me where I shouldn't be losing my mind because elite fucking pedophiles are rocking and ruling the world. There's a bunch of shit coming for the fucking children. You're all swirled up in your fucking hatred and stupidity for one another, and you don't look at who your real fucking enemy is. And it's you. You are your own worst fucking enemies because you allow these people to mind screw and manipulate you and make you weak.